Hello everybody! If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short Story 617, A Perfect Day for Mr. Perkins. Beginner. Mr. Perkins woke up with a smile. The sun was shining. He did not feel tired. He made his coffee. It was not too hot. It was not too cold. It was perfect. He walked to school. A dog wagged its tail at him. A friendly dog. The bus was on time. The driver said, "Good morning." Mr. Perkins smiled. He got to his classroom. The board was clean. He did not have to clean it. He looked for his red pen. It was in his pocket. The best red pen. It worked very well. His students came in. They were quiet. This was not normal. No one ran. No one shouted. They sat down. They opened their books. One student, Liam, was often late. He was early today. Liam said, "Hello, Mr. Perkins." Mr. Perkins almost fainted with surprise. The day was wonderful. The students did their work. They did not talk. They did not throw paper. During art class, they drew lovely pictures. No one painted the table. The paint was on the paper. This was a miracle. At lunch, Mr. Perkins went to the staff room. His favourite biscuits were there. They were chocolate biscuits. His friend, Mrs. Davis, said, "Help yourself, Mr. Perkins. It's a good day for a biscuit." Mr. Perkins took 2 biscuits. The afternoon was just as good. There was a test. Everyone passed the test. Everyone. Mr. Perkins did not have to write a single note to a parent. No notes about bad behaviour. The bell rang. Time to go home. The students left quietly. Mr. Perkins sighed. A happy sigh. He picked up his bag. The bag felt light. He walked outside. It was still sunny. The air was warm. He saw the friendly dog again. The dog wagged its tail again. Mr. Perkins patted the dog's head. He got home. He opened his door. A small brown bird was in his house. The bird had a biscuit, a chocolate biscuit. Mr. Perkins looked at the bird. The bird looked at him. The bird ate the biscuit. Then the bird flew out the window. Mr. Perkins laughed. It was a strange end to a perfect day. Mr. Perkins went to the kitchen. He had a big glass of milk. He smiled again. He thought, tomorrow will probably be normal, but today was perfect. Vocabulary notes. Smile, meaning to make a happy expression with your mouth. Example, Mr. Perkins woke up with a smile. Another example, the baby gave a big smile to its mother. Similar words, grin, beam. Perfect, meaning exactly what you want, no problems at all. Example, it was not too hot, it was not too cold, it was perfect. Another example, that dress is a perfect fit for you. Similar words, flawless, ideal. Fainted, meaning to suddenly fall and become unconscious for a short time. This is often because you are shocked or ill. Example, Mr. Perkins almost fainted with surprise. Another example, the hot sun made her feel dizzy and she fainted. Similar words, collapsed, passed out. Miracle, meaning an amazing and very surprising event that is usually impossible. Example, this was a miracle. Another example, it was a miracle that no one was hurt in the car accident. Similar words, marvel, wonder. Sighed, meaning to make a long sound with your mouth when you let air out. You do this when you feel relieved, tired, or sad. Example, Mr. Perkins sighed, a happy sigh. Another example, he sighed with relief when he finished all his homework. Similar words, exhaled. Story written by Gemini Pro AI. Image created by Gemini Pro AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. CC Music, drifting at 432 Hz, Unicorn Heads.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we sift through some really fascinating sources to pull out those key nuggets of knowledge just for you. So today I want you to take a moment, maybe close your eyes, and really try to picture your own perfect day. What does it look like? Is it something huge, some big achievement? Or maybe, just maybe, it's something quieter, like a whole string of little moments where nothing goes wrong, everything just feels. What are those tiny details that would make your day feel absolutely perfect? Well, we're about to dive into exactly that kind of day-to-day through a really charming short story called A Perfect Day for Mr. Perkins. Now, on the surface, it looks pretty simple, maybe like a story for beginners, but trust me, underneath, it's packed with these little insights about how we perceive perfection, how it's built tiny moment by tiny moment. So our mission today is to unpack Mr. Perkins' day, really look at the surprising details that make it so special, and explore how even a seemingly simple story can give us some deep thoughts on appreciation and perspective. We're also using some linguistic analysis, some vocabulary notes that really help unpack the emotional weight behind some of the words used. It shows how the language itself shapes how we see Mr. Perkins' perfect experience. So let's jump right in. How does his day start?
Okay, so let's unpack this. Mr. Perkins wakes up, and it's not just any old morning. The sun's out, he feels good, refreshed, even manages a smile first thing. But it's the coffee, you see. That really seems to set the tone. It's just right. Not too hot, not boiling his tongue, not lukewarm and disappointing. It was. Well, the story says it was perfect.
Yeah, and that's immediately fascinating, isn't it? How perfect gets defined right away. It's not some huge win. It's the lack of tiny problems, the just rightness of something really mundane. And the linguistic stuff backs this up. Perfect here means exactly what you want, no problems at all. It really makes you think, doesn't it? How often do we even notice those little moments when things just work? Our brains are kind of wired to spot the problems, the things that are off. So when everything just flows smoothly like this, it creates this space almost for these little joys to actually land. It shifts his whole baseline for the day right from the start.
That's a great point. It's the success of things not going wrong, the stuff we usually don't even register, and this kind of positive flow just carries him out the door. His walk to school, it's not just getting from A to B, it's sprinkled with these little positive hits like a friendly dog wags its tail at him. The bus arrives exactly on time, no waiting, no stress, no running for it. And the bus driver even gives him a proper good morning. It's like this chain of small positive interactions, almost like the world is just confirming his good mood.
Exactly. It's that cumulative effect, these small, effortless moments piling up. Think about the usual mental energy we spend just navigating little frustrations. The late bus, someone being a bit rude, that unexpected email. Mr. Perkins just doesn't have any of that. His morning is like a masterclass in low-friction living. When those everyday little stressors are just gone, it doesn't just make the day okay. It frees up mental space. He'd actually notice and appreciate the good stuff that maybe on another day he'd just take for granted as, normal. He's basically starting his workday with zero of those little energy drains.
Right.
And speaking of work days, for anyone who knows classrooms, what happens next for Mr. Perkins is often where a perfect streak might hit a wall. He gets to his classroom, and straight away, another little win. The board? Yeah. Already clean? He didn't have to wipe it down?
Yeah.
Then he reaches for his favorite pen, his best red pen, the one that writes just so, and it's right there in his pocket, ready to go. These seem tiny, I know, but for a teacher, they are like gold dust, those little efficiencies.
Mm.
But then the students come in, and this is where the story really signals that something unusual, something extraordinary is happening.
Yeah, this is where the story really plays with our expectations, especially about kids in a classroom. The narrative makes a point of saying their behavior is not normal. They're quiet, no one's running around or shouting. They all just sit down, open their books. Now, we have to guess a bit, but it strongly suggests Mr. Perkins' usual days are, well, let's just say a lot more chaotic. So this instant order, it must be this huge psychological relief for him. It's not just that they're behaving. It's this unheard of level of calm that means he can actually teach, not just manage chaos. Oh, you can almost feel him relax just reading it. Seriously. And then like the cherry on top of this weirdly calm cake, there's Liam. Liam apparently is usually late, but today he's early. And he even says politely, "Hello, Mr. Perkins." And get this, the story says Mr. Perkins almost fainted with surprise. Not just, "Oh, that's nice." He almost fainted.
That word fainted is just brilliant, isn't it? And the linguistic notes really highlight its power. It's not about him being ill or anything. It's pure, unadulterated shock and delight, obviously. It tells you just how far this small act, being on time, being polite, is from what he normally expects from Liam. It really underlines the massive psychological hit of something positive and unexpected, shattering those ingrained expectations. For Mr. Perkins, this isn't just a kid being nice. It's like a tear in the fabric of his normal reality. It's genuinely breathtaking for him.
And it just keeps going. The day keeps getting better in these delightfully unlikely ways. The students, they actually do their work, like quietly. No chatting, no throwing paper airplanes or whatever kids usually do. It's this absolute dream scenario just unfolding. And then comes art class. Often, the peak of mess and potential chaos. They draw lovely pictures, the story says. And here's the real kicker. No one painted the table. The paint was on the paper. The story itself declares this was a miracle.
And again, that word miracle is used so specifically here. The linguistic analysis points this out too. It's obviously not a supernatural event in the grand sense, but within the context, the little universe of Mr. Perkins' art class, it is an amazing and very surprising event that is usually impossible for paint to stay where it's supposed to. That symbolizes the complete unprecedented lack of problems he's experiencing. It really is a teacher's miracle. It speaks volumes about a day where the normal struggles just evaporate. Pure success, no cleanup required.
It paints such a clear picture, doesn't it? A teacher's fantasy day. And this positive wave just keeps rolling right into lunchtime. Mr. Perkins goes to the staff room, and what's waiting for him? Another little personal joy. His favorite chocolate biscuits, they're just there. And his friend, Mrs. Davies, she doesn't just ignore them. She actually points them out, invites him. "Help yourself, Mr. Perkins. It's a good day for a biscuit." And he does. He takes two. It's not just things not going wrong. It's good things actively happening, being offered freely.
This really strengthens that feeling of, of the universe sort of conspiring for him, or at least his immediate environment. It's that subtle serendipity thing again. He didn't go looking for biscuits. They just appeared. And Mrs. Davies offering them, that friendly gesture, it points to this wider sense of well-being, something beyond just his own actions. It feels like he's being welcomed by his surroundings rather than having to push against them all the time. At those little moments, generosity, a small treat, they really sweeten the deal and add to that overall feeling of, perfection.
And the afternoon. Just as smooth. The perfect streak holds. There's a test. And guess what? Everyone passes. Every single student. Now, that's not just great academic results. Think about what it means for him. No difficult notes to write home and no awkward phone calls to parents about behavior or failing grades. This is honestly like the ultimate teacher dream, right? Just pure, smooth, frictionless success. No admin headaches.
It really is. It's like the system just worked perfectly, which, let's face it, rarely happens in education or anywhere, really. Imagine the mental load that's lifted. Not having to deal with discipline issues or chase up students who are struggling or mediate little squabbles. His whole afternoon becomes this exercise in lightness. He can just be the educator, witness the success, affirm it, rather than constantly troubleshooting. That lack of friction continues, giving him this deep sense of professional ease and accomplishment.
So finally, the bell goes. End of the school day. The students leave. And guess how? Quietly. Again. Mr. Perkins lets out what the story calls a happy sigh. His bag, maybe usually heavy with marking or worries, feels light. He steps outside, sun's still shining, air's warm. And he sees that friendly dog again, gives it another pat. It's like a perfect echo of his morning, closing the loop beautifully.
That happy sigh, it's so important. The linguistic analysis really nails this. It's not a sigh of tiredness or finally it's over.
Yeah.
Sighs can mean so many things, right?
Yeah.
But this one is pure relief and deep, deep contentment. A perfect little emotional full stop to the day. He's not drained, he's satisfied. Lifted even. And the light bag, it's probably literal, less marking maybe, but it's also totally metaphorical. His mind is light, his heart is light, unburdened. It just captures the effortless feel of the whole day.
But wait, the day has one more little twist. It's not quite over. He gets home, opens his front door, and what's inside? A small bird, a little brown bird, has somehow got into his house. And it's got, wait for it, a chocolate biscuit, one of his chocolate biscuits, presumably one he brought home. The bird just eats the biscuit right there and then flies out the window. And Mr. Perkins, He just laughs. It's so weird, so random.
On any other day, that's probably really annoying, right?
Yeah.
Bird in the house, potential mess. Where did he get that biscuit?
Yeah.
Is it one of the staff room ones? But on this particular day for Mr. Perkins, it's just funny. It's delightfully absurd. It almost confirms that nothing, absolutely nothing, not even a tiny feathered thief stealing his snack can ruin his mood today. It says so much about his state of mind. He's so wrapped up in this everything is good feeling that even this slightly bizarre intrusion becomes just another charming little story to tell, another unexpected bit of lightness. It's the final proof, maybe, that his day is just immune to negativity.
Exactly. You can just picture him shaking his head, not annoyed, but with that kind of amused disbelief that only a truly perfect day could bring. And so he ends his day simply, a big glass of milk, still smiling. And this thought, simple but really profound: tomorrow will probably be normal, but today was perfect.
Yeah.
He knows it's rare, he acknowledges that, but he's fully soaking in the feeling of this day.
And that final thought, really, that's the heart of the story's message, isn't it? And it ties back beautifully to that linguistic definition of perfect we talked about. Perfection in this story isn't some grand heroic achievement. It's the sum total, the cumulative effect of all those small, positive, often unexpected things just going right. It's the clean board, the quiet kids, the biscuit, the test results, even the funny bird moment, all adding up to a day with essentially no problems at all.
Yeah.
It's about that beautiful synergy when friction disappears and small joys just keep appearing. It creates this complete sense of well-being.
Absolutely. And when you think about how the language itself frames it amplified by those little notes we had, perfect meaning no problems, smile being simple happiness, fainted, and miracle showing extreme positive surprise, you really see how much of Mr. Perkins's perfect day is about his perception, which is allowed to flourish because the world around him just for one day decided to cooperate completely. It just worked. So what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean for us listening to Mr. Perkins's lovely day?
Well, his day wasn't perfect because something massive and life-changing happened. It was perfect because all those tiny, everyday things, the ones we barely notice usually, they all just clicked into place. It's a really powerful reminder, almost philosophical, that maybe perfection isn't always about the big stuff. Maybe it's hidden in the smooth running of the ordinary.
It definitely encourages us to maybe rethink how we judge our own days. How much of how we feel about a day is actually shaped by those little cumulative moments? And how often do we just take them for granted or only really notice when they go wrong? It's maybe about being a bit more present, noticing and appreciating when the small gears of life just mesh smoothly.
Spot on. This whole deep dive into Mr. Perkins's perfect day really leaves you wondering, what tiny miracles or perfect little moments might you be overlooking in your own normal day? Could just a small shift in focus, a conscious choice to notice when things do go right, make more of your days feel well? Just a little bit more like Mr. Perkins's. Something to think about as you go about your week. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.